Okay, Andy Burnham, thank you very much for speaking to Semi-Partisan Politics. So, you've been signing a lot of autographs here afterwards, more than, I think, Benedict Cumberbatch after a performance of Hamlet. He doesn't sign any, so I think that's been appreciated. And your speech has obviously gone down well. You had a standing ovation. You talked about the Bullingdon boys quite a lot. You talked about the Tory cuts. You talked about Ian Duncan Smith terrorising disabled people with ESA changes. And that goes down very well in this hall. But what happens when you try and take the message outside of this room, outside Labour supporters? What happens in 2020 when you try and fight the general election when, let's face it, we're going to have to win the supporters of people who voted Tory and might not like to hear that they've been complicit in maybe a genocide of the disabled or the persecution of the sick? How do you take this passion but do it in a way that doesn't necessarily alienate the half the country who might vote for the Conservatives or for UKIP?
Well, I trust in the decency of the British people. They don't want to see disabled people worrying from one day to the next, full of anxiety. And I think they see how the things that they are doing are cruel, unfair. Because if people can't work, people support the idea that they have help. If people can work, then people want to see them helped into work. But Duncan Smith goes further than that, and they're taking support off people, money off people who have no ability to replace that income. And the stress, the anxiety that causes is just wrong. So that's what I've said, and I will stand as Labour leader for a fair and humane benefit system, but actually also responding to the concerns people have about immigration, about the economy. I've said that we should do that. This party shouldn't just talk to itself. I said that tonight. It should talk for the whole country, and that's what we'll do under my leadership.
And on that note, how does your party connect with aspirational Britain? So we get the compassion, that's very clear, and that comes through loud and clear in your voice, in the supporters. But what about the people who are striving, maybe trying to move up into those top income tax brackets and don't think that's necessarily a bad thing? How do you win them over to the Labour Party and to your cause?
That's a really good question. And I've said that I want to lead a Labour Party that helps everybody get on in life. Not a party that drags people back or speaks to the politics of envy, but helps people get on. So helps people onto the housing ladder with a very ambitious housing policy that stops young people having to find a huge deposit, that really helps them get an affordable home, that removes that millstone of debt off the backs of young people, so gets rid of tuition fees, supports young people who want a technical education. These are the policies that I believe in. And actually, when it comes to older people, have a situation where nobody loses everything they've worked for just because they happen to be vulnerable and need care. These are the policies that I've got, and I believe they can speak to the whole country.
Okay, Andy Burnham, thank you very much.
Thank you.